분데스리가 이재성 출격대기 TVN 스포츠.
I'll talk with the best of them just as long as they don't get too serious, you know? Yeah. I think, though, that's kind of good training for this, bro, because in prison, man, you got to deal with the worst of the worst.
How long you was in prison for?
9 months. The rough part about it, you know, I got in trouble when I was 17. Didn't have no kids or nothing. But then, I'm 19, almost 20, just had my little girl. She's like 6 months old, and then I get a call from my lawyer, hey, your indictment papers are ready.
Oh.
I was like 17 years old. I caught a charge for stealing, and 2-3 years go by, and then I get a call from my lawyer that I finally have to go to prison. I'm gone for 9 months. So I missed her first steps, first words, first birthday, Christmas, all that.
Yeah.
And I told myself, since then, you know, I won't never miss nothing else.
Yeah.
This will be the first time I've ever missed anything, though, since I got out.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying, it's something I gotta do. That's the hardest thing, is having to miss the kids, having to miss the girl, and it sucks. The best thing I think I've ever heard in prison was, if you want to get out and stay out, change your people, places, and things. And, you know what I'm saying, when I got out, that stuck with me for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the worst experiences of my life, but by far one of the best things that ever happened to me. All right, we are home, kind of like a little apartment. This will get me by until I can afford to buy my dream house. I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Lucedale, Mississippi. It's a little backwoods country town. I'm redneck as they come, and I got a lot of junk. You know, the boat's out here. Outside of fighting, man, I love to go mud riding, hit the mud holes, just tear it up. Also, I love going, you know, fishing. We finally got the monster, baby. Yes, sir. At least 40 pounds. I love hunting. Got the first gate of the night, baby. The city life is just not for me. This is my lovely lady. Her name is Robin Nicole. And this here is my little ball player. There we go, dude. Good catch. I have 3 kids. So, children, what are we gonna do today?
Punch my dad's head apart.
My family's everything, man. I would be nowhere without my family. I'm a jack of all trades. I work construction, welding, pipe fitting, you know, whatever it takes to make sure that my bills are paid. But that is such a boring life. I would much rather, you know, punch somebody in the face. I train at American Top Team in D'Iberville, Mississippi. That's where we get in our cardio. Cardio, baby! That's an awesome gym, you know, you don't get much better than that. You go outside, you got the cage, the boxing ring, and you got the kickboxing area. It's a smaller group of guys there, but it is one big family, you know. The day that I have my son, I get the call from Alan Belcher. He's like, hey man, do you want to fight in the UFC in 2 weeks? It's like, yeah, of course.
Jason Knight's got some hands.
He's got some hands, man.
Go on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC.
Big shots, Jason Knight.
It's over.
It's over. It's over. Stop the fight. Stop the fight.
3 $50,000 bonuses.
Jason the Kid Knight!
And I just started living it up, man. I started having a blast. I was partying every weekend, and my UFC career just started going downhill.
If he looks for a takedown.
Knight again on the bottom.
I went on a 4-fight skid.
You could just see the frustration on Jason Knight.
And got kicked out of the UFC.
That's it.
And, you know, now it's time to get back on the right track. Get my bags, get ready to head to the airport. This is one of the greatest opportunities I've had in a long time. And it's time to make the best of it. You know, I didn't make the best of it the last time I was here, so this time I will. I'm pulling into the airport. You know, I'm gonna go through here, I'm gonna give it everything I got, and we are off. Bittersweet.
I love you, Bubba. Take care.
Bye, I love y'all. Anybody that steps in my way, I'm running through you. That's it. You know, you're coming here trying to make a name for yourself, but you're not going to make a name off of my back.
The last fight was pretty rowdy.
I'm gonna break your nose, you little fool, you little
Connor and my relationship is a ton of respect. I want to beat him. He wants to beat me. When the cage door closes, we're going to try to do just that with a vengeance. Ultimately, I put myself aside and just focus on these guys and what they need to put themselves in the best scenario to get their hand raised.
But I was thinking, if I go out there the first minute and a half and I'm touching him up, it's easy. Stay on the feet till like the last minute and then take him down and try to finish.
Position, damage, let the submission come, you know? Because the last thing we want to do is go for a submission and end up in a scramble or getting swept or on our back, because you win this fight on the feet, you win this fight on top.
The guy you don't want to draw in this entire competition is Jason Knight.
You're too dang scary.
Yeah.
You're too violent, man. You're too violent to be laying on your back, you know?
He's 100% the most tenacious guy here.
We underestimate these little bitty wins inside of each 30 seconds or minute that turns into getting back on the feet for the boom.
I think this is the perfect matchup for him. Landon is a young stud. I train with him in Florida. He's a skilled fighter, but I think Jason Knight is gonna go out there and I think he's gonna surprise some people. Jason's not looking to go up there and push you up against the fence. He's not really looking to go out there and take you down. He's looking to go out there and put that 4 ounces of leather on your face as many times as he possibly can.
Give me an uppercut cross. Okay, that's the magic.
Until you either go down, you tap from strikes, or you just completely give up and he can submit you.
Keep coming up, bringing your hips underneath you.
If we've prepared him the way that I think we've prepared him, he's gonna win in those grappling exchanges, up against the wall exchanges, keep the fight standing.
Start standing up, start standing up, start standing up, bam.
It's gonna be a knockdown, drag out firefight, and I think Jason wins that fight 10 times out of 10.
That's the one.
My opponent, Landon, I don't think that he's prepared for what's coming his way. I go in there and I fight as hard as I can from the time the bell rings to the time the bell stops. And, you know, I'm fisting to blow through this kid.
That's it.
If Landon can keep the fight standing, then I am going to unleash the dog.
Yeah, well, you ready? Nice.
You know, whether I knock him out or I take him down and submit him, it's a first-round finish. And I feel bad for the kid, honestly.
Guarantee these dudes ain't learning technique on how to hold you guys up against the cage. Panic is gonna set in. They wanna hold you guys down so they ain't gotta be on the feet with you getting their ass whooped.
I want the clean sweep, which I fully intend to do, and I fully think my guys are capable of doing. And I can't wait to win all these fights.
Once again, makes him feel like he's 1,000 miles away. What happened? Are you bleeding? Yeah. That's why we want to go 60% in here. We ain't need to be going 100%.
Oh, we're just headbutting. Bad cut or good cut?
Not a good cut.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It was just an accident.
It's on the
Yeah, it's
outside.
all right.
It's on the outside, all right.
The baby cut?
I mean, it's not deep, but it's a freaking inch long, dude.
As long as they still let me fight, we're good. At training, Teamer, he ducked his head and we kind of collided heads. And we didn't really hit very hard, but it cut me. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Jason?
Understand you injured yourself.
Yes.
It was definitely scary this morning, but cuts happen in this sport. Jason Knight has accrued some scar tissue over the years.
We can definitely try some Dermabond, which is the glue.
If there was anybody who was gonna possibly get cut in training or get cut in a fight, it would be him, just the way his bone structure and the scar tissue he's accrued.
So just be careful. Don't touch it, don't impact it. If we have to redo it again, I would need to suture it.
Jason Knight's a gamer, and if there's ever a guy that I wouldn't be worried about whatsoever with a cut like that, it's Jason Knight.
Character.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the house, you're gonna show off that cut, make sure Landon sees it. Immediately he's gonna be like, oh, thank God I ain't gotta fight that dude.
Yeah.
Thank God. And then you'd be like, hey man, I already talked to Doc. I'm still fighting your ass.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him real quick. I'm like, you ain't getting off that. I'm gonna tell him real quick. You ain't getting off that. Easy.
Lucky for Jason Knight, his cut isn't too bad. He's still going to be able to fight Landon in a couple of days, and that's some pretty good news for Michael. However, then I got a call today saying that another fighter on Team Chandler, Cody Gibson, was having some lingering knee pain since his fight against Mondo a few weeks back. He won that fight, moved on to the semifinals with a knee kick, and it was an impressive win. After the fight, Cody thought he had just bruised his other knee, so he just kept training. But he just recently informed us that his knee is still bothering him, so we took the precaution of sending him out and getting an MRI and having our chief physician, Dr. Davidson, go over the results with him.
Hey, Cody.
How's
Sir?
it going?
Coach, Cody, I'm gonna let you sit on up there. Kind of just wanted to go over through some information and just kind of get a follow-up on how you're feeling. So let's start with just, how's the knee feeling?
I mean, it's sore, but it doesn't feel like it's a ligament to me. But
Okay.
I've also never torn a ligament, so
Right.
it just feels like a brute force, like sore,
Just complaining of some knee pain on that medial side or the inside of that left knee. Concern for, an injury to the ligament or maybe meniscus, which is the internal part of the knee. Had an MRI completed. So it's a grade 2 medial collateral ligament, or MCL, tear. It's called sprain, which means tear. There's 3 grades. It's grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Grade 1 being the best.
Grade 1 being the least.
Like the least
sprain,
damage.
and grade 3 being a complete full thickness tear.
So that surprised me. I was very confident that I didn't have any ligament issues.
The right thing to do is to give it about 8 weeks. Because right now, it's not surgical, doesn't have to be surgical, because it's not completely torn, but it's a significant injury. There is some risk. If he decides to continue to compete, that grade 2 injury can become further injured, and there's even risk to his anterior cruciate ligament, his ACL.
Thank you, Doc. Thanks, Doc.
Now you listen. Way news than I thought.
I'm not going to make the decision for you, but the word tear and the word sprain are used interchangeably.
Yeah.
I think it's a very common wrestling injury that guys wrestle through. Obviously, the biggest thing is the extra risk that all doctors are always going to say, the possibility of if that goes, then the ACL goes and all that. So, you've got a decision. As we move along in this competition, I think we're all guys here a little bit banged up. If there's injuries or there's all these different things happening, it's going to hurt. But this is what we signed up for, and I'm so excited to just love these guys through every single moment of this thing.
I don't have a decision. I already know what my decision is.
What's that?
The fight.
All right.
You can tell me I get torn my ACL and fight.
Okay.
Obviously, given the circumstances of this show, I've got a semifinals fight coming up in just a couple short weeks. And so my decision's already been made in my head. I'm here to fight. I promised my wife when I left that I was here to win. I was going to come to win this show.